Good morning, everyone. For teleSUR, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. The U.S. military began strikes in Syria on Monday night. Initial reports indicate that the attacks left 50 dead. According to U.S. officials, the strikes targeted the Islamic State group. U.S. forces used fighter jets and 47 Tomahawk cruise missiles. Washington says allies from the Arab Gulf, including Saudi Arabia, participated. Armed rebel groups in Syria say the campaign will help in the fight to oust the Syrian government. Russia warns that strikes without Syria's consent violate international law. The latest attacks are part of expanded U.S. military operations in the Middle East. Soon after the campaign launched, Israeli forces shot down a Syrian fighter jet in the Israeli-occupied side of the Syrian Golan Heights. Both Israel and Syria confirmed the incident. Israel says the Syrian jet was attacking Islamic militants in the Syrian-held side of the Golan and accidentally crossed into the Israeli-controlled side. Israeli officials confirmed that the jet was not targeting Israel. Syria called the downing of its jet an act of aggression. Syria continues its fight against al-Qaeda-affiliated extremists in the Syrian-controlled Golan area. Kurdish fighters on Monday halted an advance of the Islamic State on the Syrian Kurdish town of Kobani near the Turkish border. Heavy clashes erupted between the extremist group and the Kurdish People's Defense Corps. Over 100,000 Syrian Kurds have fled ISIS into Turkey in recent days. That's despite the Turkish government closing most of the border crossings. Numerous Kurds are seeking to re-enter Syria to fight ISIS.
We came here for our wives and children, and now we are turning back. We are returning to fight. We will fight there until the last drop of our blood. If we lose Kobani, it means we lose the Rojava region.
And to Latin America now, where another released video is providing further details of a terrorist attack planned by right-wing extremists against the Venezuelan government. The latest video shows right-wing political extremist Laurent Saleh planning a 48-hour killing spree in the Venezuelan capital of Caracas to destabilize the government. The video is the latest to expose the existence of a coordinated terrorist network operating from the Venezuelan-Colombia border. Earlier this year, a wave of opposition violence left over 40 dead. Venezuela Interior Minister Miguel Rodríguez Torres reiterates that former Colombian president and current Senator Álvaro Uribe is linked to the plans to destabilize the Venezuelan government.
Álvaro Uribe, no el pueblo colombiano no, el pueblo colombiano es un pueblo hermano.
Álvaro Uribe has said it openly that he won't rest and that he will always be working on taking down the Venezuelan revolution. He is certainly one of the operators of his interests, which act against Venezuela. The Colombian people are our brothers. It is Álvaro Uribe, his interest, his mafia, members that use people like this with a terrorist profile.
And to Guatemala now we go, where authorities say that 11 indigenous people were killed in a village west of the capital after clashes over plans to build a road and a cement plant. Over 200 police officers and 300 Army personnel have been deployed to the area. Some in the community will be forced to leave their home for the project, which led to the conflict. This year's hurricane season in Mexico has led to exceptional losses. As our correspondent in Mexico, Clayton Kahn, reports, many of the victims are denouncing a slow government response.
Citizens in Baja California express frustration over what they say is a slow official response in the wake of Hurricane Odile that violently tore through the region a week ago.
We lost everything. We're completely destroyed and we've been abandoned. We're cut off from communication. No one has come by even to look at us.
Yet this is not the first time the government faces staunch criticism. In Guerrero, indigenous communities continue to demand sufficient response a year after hurricanes devastated their communities.
Authorities have made no advances in rebuilding the most affected areas. Only the tourist areas received attention, but the indigenous community zones, the rural areas, have not been fully attended to.
However, there is common ground between the affected communities and authorities on what they believe is the root causes of the growing frequency and violence of these natural events.
The planet is heating up, and the cause of global warming is us, humans, and the extreme meteorological phenomena will be stronger and more intense.
As residents once again pick up the pieces of their shattered lives, it remains to be seen if effective measures will be employed to prevent future and further devastation. Clayton Khan, teleSUR, Mexico City.
And thanks to Clayton, the World Health Organization praised Cuba on Monday for delivering the largest foreign medical team of any country to fight Ebola in West Africa. 62 doctors and over 100 nurses from Cuba are expected to land in West Africa soon, where Ebola has claimed over 2,500 lives. UN Chief Ban Ki-moon expressed his gratitude to Cuba Monday, saying other countries should follow its example. The World Health Organization warns that as many as 20,000 people could be affected by Ebola by November. And to the UN now, where the International Climate Summit kicks off on Tuesday. Ahead of the summit, protests continued following the worldwide People's Climate March this weekend. On Monday, a protest called Flood Wall Street included 3,000 protesters, including a sit-in. The activists blamed banks and corporations for the climate crisis. The New York Police Department arrested 100 protesters. A biopic film about the legendary African-American guitarist Jimi Hendrix will soon screen in theaters. It will screen on Friday. It's titled Jimmy, All Is By My Side. Musician Andre 3000 plays the lead role. Here's a quick look. More on those stories and others at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For teleSUR English, I'm Cody Weddle. Hope you have a great Tuesday.